Well, good evening, everybody, and we really give you a very, very warm welcome, and thank you for attending this very special event. I can't think that we get too many times where we're going to have the chance to have somebody like Sachin in our showroom. But the most important guest of all, forget everybody else for the moment, you are our VVIPs. You guys are our owners of our high-end cars. You are very, very special to us. And that's why you are here tonight. And thank you very, very much for your kind support over the past years. And we have many, many more cars coming for you as well. We hope that you continue to support us. Now, I want to introduce you to Marco.
Hello. Thanks, Chef.
Thanks, Marco. Now, Marco has joined us as our special vehicles manager. Now, you're in a steam company here. How do you feel about that, Marco?
Well, I'm very excited to be here and to join such a prestigious and professional organisation such as Melbourne BMW. I've met most of you this evening and I look forward to meeting the rest of you in the coming weeks. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve you and look after you completely. So thank you very, very much.
Okay, so that's it from me. Let's get down to what we're here for, which is all about cricket and some good food, some good wine, and some friendship amongst our very, very important customers. Thank you again for coming, and I'm going to throw back to Max Walker.
I got a really, really tough job now because I've got to introduce Sachin Tendulkar. What a man to have talking about BMW in India and the world. I don't think it could be in better hands. So steering in the right direction, I give you Sachin Tendulkar. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Max, for a very special introduction. It's been a joy to be here. Whenever I've come to Australia, it's been special. My first trip to Australia was long back in 1991-92. I'm sort of an antique piece. So whenever I've come here, I've thoroughly enjoyed the hospitality of Australians, more so off the field. It was good. I mean, to deal with the likes of Vaughns and McGraths and Lees, Gillespies, it wasn't easy. It was a big challenge. Any cricketer looks forward to these kind of challenges because these challenges eventually make you a better cricketer, a tougher cricketer, and it gets you ready to accept and be prepared for bigger challenges ahead. Touring Australia in 91-92, I was only 18. I spent about 4 months here. I almost had started talking like an Aussie. No, overall the experience was overwhelming. It transformed me not only as a cricketer, but also as a person. For an 18-year-old to be able to spend 4 months and play competitive cricket and get to see the other aspects of life was the best tonic I could have got to become a better human being and a better cricketer. I remember in 2007, we were staying at the Langham Hotel here, and every time we would drive across this beautiful showroom, you just saw my parking spot, my garage, and Mark, the only thing missing in that garage is I-8, so please make sure that you send one there. I'm supposed to join you guys shortly after we've done with dinner. I'm looking forward to that chat with Max, and I've seen you as a youngster. I never thought you were so big. So it's nice to be here again, and I look forward to a chat with you. Thank you very much.
Sachin, thank you very much indeed. I think it would be appropriate now that we take lunch, and then once we come back from lunch, I'm sure the action's going to start. So I'm looking forward to it very much. Enjoy your meal, enjoy the hospitality and beverages and this beautiful showroom. Thank you very much. now we get to the main event. So let's bring him on. And in fact, in terms of BMW, I thought, BMW, how can I work that? Let's introduce the batting master of the world, Sachin Tendulkar. Well, let's share a few stories, I reckon. Why don't we start right at the beginning?
But school cricket was exciting, and the reason to start playing cricket was a strange one. I mean, I was a notorious child, difficult to manage, and I took a lot of pride in that. One of the evenings, they were showing a famous Bollywood film on a TV channel, and in those days, there were not many channels back home in India. So we friends thought this is the best time to polish off all the mangoes from the tree, which we were not meant to. And we fell down. We also brought the tree down with us. And that was a turning point of my career, because my brother and my family, the rest of the family members said, this is enough, and then you're not allowing more of these complaints to come home every evening, because that was supposed to be my summer vacations, beginning of my summer vacations. And I said that we're going to make you burn all your calories on a cricket field. You do what you want, you love cricket, you go out and play with the season ball. And that's how my career started. And gradually, I did not know. I mean, I was only 11 years old. I did not know what were the big tournaments, but the dream was there in front of me. I wanted to play for India, because as a 10-year-old, I had seen Kapil Dev lift that beautiful trophy at Lord's,
Wow.
1983 World Cup. So I had also joined the celebrations, not knowing the significance of winning the World Cup. So that's how my cricket started, and I always wanted to win the World Cup. That was the reason I started. And as the time went by, I started enjoying cricket, and I started realizing the challenges of cricket. And my coach was instrumental, and along with my brother, to my elder brother Ajit, to make me realize the importance of leading a disciplined life, a focused life, and to make me push harder. They found reasons, and even towards the end of my career, I followed that formula. If I scored runs, let the rest of the world talk about it. I think about the next game. And that, right from my school days, became an unwritten formula, an unwritten law at home, that we don't talk about last game, we talk about next game. And however many runs I scored, I wanted to go out and score more than that. So if I didn't score, I would have a restless night. If I scored runs, I would still have a restless night, thinking that how am I going to score more? And that's how it all happened. I mean, I normally don't discuss numbers, but this is something that I must share with all of you. Towards the end of my school cricket career, I'd already started playing first class cricket. And the last season, I can proudly say that I averaged 1,025, because I only got out once in the whole season. And my brother and my coach was instrumental in that, because every time I scored runs, none of them said, well played to me. And that's why in my farewell speech, I said to my coach that at least now you can take a chance by saying well done. There are no more matches in my career. But something that I lived for was appreciation from my coach and my brother, which never happened. I mean, and that was something which sort of kept me giving my best all the time. And
I've asked around the room, and we will have a chance to ask some questions after we have our conversation here. Many people have said A simple, easy question. What was the best innings ever?
The one in Perth, 1992. I was only 18 then, and that was a fast wicket. Everyone, I guess each and every Aussie know how fast the wicket is and kind of bounce it generates. So for someone who had never experienced that kind of pace and bounce, and Australia as usual was playing terrific cricket. So for me to go out there and score runs on that pitch was really important, and I can almost say the turning phase of my career, because after that I was not overconfident, but I was confident to play any attack in the world, and I felt I was ready to face any attack in the world. I was able to challenge many attacks after that in the world, but that one particular inning was the best inning, but the most meaningful innings, and something which has stayed with me now and it will stay with me forever, has to be the one that I played against England in Chennai in 2008. That was a time when Mumbai was hit by that terrible terrorist attack, and the one-day series was cancelled. England went off to Dubai, and they graciously came back to play the test series. And when we turned up in Chennai to play the first test, none of us were in the frame of mind to play test cricket, I mean, any form of cricket, because all we kept discussing was, how could this happen to our nation and why did it happen? It was the toughest phase of my career, and I would speak on the behalf of our team. It was really, really tough. And for first 3.5 days, we were completely out of ideas. We could not put up a competitive performance. And England gave us a target in the fourth innings of 375 runs, 374 runs to win on a difficult track. And they had a fantastic attack. Anderson, Harmison, Flintoff, Swan and Panesar. So the top 5 bowlers in the recent past that they've produced. And we were able to win that game. We chased 375 on a difficult track. But to see the entire nation celebrating that victory, even for a second, meant a lot to all of us. And I had played a significant role in that. So that is the most important innings of my life, more than even the other World Cup innings or other important innings that I've been part of. This had a different meaning altogether. So the Chennai match.
Well played. What about some of the characters that did bowl to you? I mean, we're talking about the very best fast bowlers in the world after the last quarter of a century. Why don't we just go through a few names? What about your first tour against Pakistan, and then maybe Donald and McGrath and Warren, who reckons even today, after you smashed him around in Sharjah, that he has nightmares of you hitting him for 6? I mean,
the first test series was an important series because I was only 16 and I did not know at that time what I was facing against. I mean, you talk about Imran Khan, world-class bowler, Wasim Akram, amazing,
right.
Absolutely super, all-time, one of the greatest bowlers to have played. Waqar Yunus, I would put him in the same league. Abdul Qadir, again in the same league. So it was a world-class attack, and I went out to bat in the first game, and straight from school cricket to one season of first-class cricket, and then to play against the best bowling attack in the world. I was clueless. I had no idea. I was getting beaten by the pace. I'd never experienced someone bowl at 90, 95 miles an hour. And I I could actually see the ball, but while I was reacting, the ball was more towards the keeper and not closer to the keeper rather than it should be closer to me. But and I said, oh, this is a wrong place, and you got in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I got out on 15. While walking back, I somehow controlled my tears. I was only 16 then, so I was allowed to do all that. I went to the bathroom and I cried. And I looked at myself in the mirror, said, this level of cricket is not for you. You're not good enough to do all this. And fortunately, I got about 6 days in between. So I ended up speaking to a lot of the senior players in the team, the coach. And they all said that, you batted as if you were playing a school match. This is not a school match. You need to learn to give respect to these world-class bowlers. And you need to just hang around there, give yourself some time. And in the next match, I went out. I was just hoping that I get picked for the next game, which I was. And the next game, I decided not to look at the scoreboard. I said, the only time I'm looking in the direction of the scoreboard is to look at the clock, because I had decided my target was that I'm going to bat for half an hour, not worrying about runs. And after half an hour, I got used to that pace, and I said, I can deal with this pace. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. And that changed my thinking. I scored 59 in that test match. And from there on, I never doubted my ability. But the first match, I thought it was my first and the last one.
What about fear in that life? You've been able to overcome a lot of pain during your career.
In fact, in the same series, in the fourth test match, we were in a bad position. In the second innings, we were 34 for 4 wickets down, and with a day and a half to go. So I got hit on my nose when I was batting on 1. Later on, I realized that I had broken my nose. Everyone gathered, and then you know what happens when Pakistan team is around you. There are bound to be some comments, and Javed Miandad was a tricky customer, and he said, "You've broken your nose. You can't be batting here. You have to go to the hospital." Knowing that one batsman goes to the hospital, there again they start to dominate.
Yeah.
And the doctor came, I iced my nose and I put a bandage and I continued batting. But that was again, I scored 58 in that match, and I batted for 4 more hours after that, which sort of helped us draw the series, because Pakistan had the most wonderful attack in the world. They were expected to thrash us 4-0. And to draw the series was kind of a which I got to know through English guys. It was a moral victory for us. So I only learned that word towards the end of my career, but it means a lot. So it was kind of a moral victory for us, and we were able to draw. But I became fearless after that.
Look, I think an interesting question here would be, you've had your highs and your lows, and you've been absolutely magnificent right through. How does one get up off the deck when things aren't going well?
I would like to share one experience with you here. It's a funny story, but completely out of the box, which we hadn't tried, and it did wonders for our team. We were playing against New Zealand, and Chris Keynes was bowling. This was in India, in Mohali, so in your hometown. The ball was reverse swinging, and Chris Keynes was virtually beating us 2-3 times an over. I was batting with Rahul Dravid, so the main batters were batting. We'd like to believe that we were the main batters. And we were getting beaten, and we were sort of clueless because we couldn't see the shine. Sometimes the surfaces are such that it becomes a little difficult to figure out which side is the shiny side and which is the rough side. I expect all you guys to know what reverse swing is. Reverse swing is wherever the shiny side is, the ball starts to go in that direction. Even if the bowler wants the ball to go in the opposite direction, it will not go because of the imbalance and the surface of the ball. So Chris had started doing that, and I met with Rahul in the middle of the wicket, in the middle of the over. I said, I've got an idea. And he said, do you want to share it now or after the over? I said, I'll share with you after the over, but it can work. So Rahul said, okay, tell me now, what is your idea? I said to Rahul, I am closer to the bowler, and when he's walking back on the run-up, I need to stand here. When he's walking back onto his run-up, I would be watching him closely, and I'd be watching the ball. Which side is the shiny side and which side is the rough side? So Rahul said, then what happens after that? I said, whichever side is the shiny side, I will hold the bat in that hand. If he's going to bowl an outswinger, the bat is going to be in my left hand. If he's bowling in swinger, the bat is in my right hand at the non-striker's end. So that's the only time in my career when the batsman is ready to face the ball. He's not watching the bowler, he's watching the bat in my hand. So he's
very good.
So Rahul is watching me, and suddenly, you see a couple of cover drives being hit for boundaries, and on drives passing, piercing mid-wicket and mid-on, and Chris is like wondering, these guys were getting beaten a couple of times every over, and suddenly I'm giving away a couple of boundaries. There's definitely something wrong. So all the fielders were watching me because I was, watching Chris and not Rahul. And normally, no batsman stands facing the bowler. He would be like facing the other batter. And then I would quickly change the bat, and by then they had sort of figured out that there is something fishy. And Chris lost his momentum, he lost his rhythm, and he held the ball cross seam, and he bowled a ball, and instead of looking at Rahul or checking what has happened there, he looks at me and I said, what have you got for this? Chris didn't realize that I had also warned Rahul that if I don't know what is coming, I'm going to hold the bat in the middle. So that is how the story goes. So it's just, in short, it's just being a step ahead of your opposition.
One of your big dreams was to get your hands on that World Cup. You've been to 6 World Cups and you finally got it last time round. What was that like? And maybe just give us a little insight on to how India are going at the moment.
See, winning the World Cup in my 6th appearance was massive because my 5th appearance was extremely disappointing, and I thought that was the lowest phase of my career. In fact, I thought of retiring then, but my brother told me that, can you imagine in 2011, you play the finals in Mumbai, which is your hometown, and you are doing a victory lap with that beautiful trophy in your hand. It's a matchless feeling. It's a priceless moment. We came close in 2003 and 96. 2003, unfortunately, we met Australia in the finals. So they played better cricket than us. Australia was used to tackling that pressure, dealing with that grand occasion. The journey started in 2007, and I started working towards my goal. And there were a lot of discussions about cricket and also away from cricket. We also discussed that the best way to get rid of our pressure is to start thinking that the country is with us, behind us, and not sitting on our top of our heads. Because to have billion people sitting on top of your heads, it's quite a weight to carry. But in the end, what my brother had told me in 2007 turned true. I was in Mumbai playing the finals, and then that was the biggest moment of my life to do that victory lap. Because I don't think any moment in my career comes close to that, because the entire country was celebrating, and that is what I had started cricket for. So I just felt that I had done that whole circle.
Outstanding circle there. You talked about the weight of a country. Pakistan played India in Adelaide, and all reports are that something like 1.8 billion people watched that match. The biggest audience for a cricket match in history. Just give us a little feel about that weight, and in your particular case, the adulation and the fame and the difficulties that go with it.
When India plays Pakistan, it's different. It's just like Australia plays England. It's different. And results do matter. It doesn't matter how you play, but results matter.
Yes.
And in 2003, that was I could say one of the most thrilling matches of my life. And when we played Pakistan in Centurion, my friend had actually started discussing about that game close to a year before the tournament started. I said, my friend, you do whatever you have to win this game. And once we won that game, I'm saying that now we don't care. Whatever you want to do, you can go out and do. You lose to Kenya, Zimbabwe, whatever, we don't care. You've beaten Pakistan. So such is the significance of playing against Pakistan and winning. And I'm proud to say that we continue to hold 100% record. The pressure is really high. It tests your character. But in the end, it's worth it. And whenever you have a sore throat, you know that you've played Pakistan the previous day.
Yeah. Just revisit that, the adulation and the fame. For us in Australia, it's very, very hard to get your head around those sort of numbers. I would imagine it's almost impossible for you to do the normal mundane things that we just walk out the door and we're capable of doing it.
There are advantages and there are disadvantages. I cannot complain because whatever I have experienced in my life, it's a blessing. And if people love you more, they like you more, you can't complain for that.
No.
You know.
No.
So I don't have any regrets, no complaints at all. I take that as a blessing, and equally understand the importance of that.
I think we could throw it open to Q&A. If it goes quiet, well, I'll be fine. Yes, we got one gentleman down here. Yes.
So in India and around the world, Sachin is known as God. And
No, I'm not, because that's a far greater responsibility.
yes, you truly are.
No.
For us, yes, and for I think everyone in this room would believe that. So how difficult is it for you to deal with such comments, compliments, that everyone looks at you, appreciates you, and think of you as a god, that this is, I want my kids to be like you. So how easy it is to create your public perception, deal with it?
You've managed to embarrass me, don't worry.
Well.
No, it's. I said earlier that I've not taken anything for granted. Everything that has happened in my life, I faced a number of challenges in life. It wasn't as if it was a smooth path and I could just pick up a bat and go out and score runs and everything was fine. There were a number of challenges, and for that, I think my family has been my strength. Right from my childhood, my parents, my brothers and my sister, and then the second half of my life, my wife, my children. They have been rock solid behind me, and in difficult moments, they have been with me. There were a number of celebrations in my life, but nobody got carried away. And because they were balanced, I also figured out how to deal with success. When you become successful, then you are simultaneously raising people's expectations. And when you raise people's expectations and to live up to those expectations, you have to work the hardest. So my formula was that, while I appreciate everything which has come my way, I need to find a way to push myself harder and continue to reinvent myself, continue that process of getting better. And if people have liked me for that, then what is the need to change? So I've not changed, I've just stayed the same.
What is the best BMW you've ever driven?
It's got to be M5 for me. I think it's fabulous. I'm fortunate to drive the limited edition one, only 300 cars made in the world. The fastest BMW ever made, which is the M5 600 horsepower car. So that's really special. And my wife continues to believe that it's a family car, which is a good thing. The most uncomfortable bowler for me was Hansi Kronia. When Donald was bowling from one end and Hansi was bowling from the other end, it helps to have a discussion with your partner in the middle. I would tell them that, take care of Hansi, and I'd face Donald. Because somehow, I didn't feel comfortable. If I flicked, there was a leg slip there somewhere. If I played a big shot, I got out at deep mid-wicket. If I left the ball, I got LBW. So towards the end of my career, Hansi's career, unfortunately, I'd figured out that the best spot was to be at the non-striker's end if I had to survive. I sort of mastered that. But if you're asking me one bowler that I should name, it's really difficult. How do you differentiate? They're all world-class bowlers, and I have so much respect for all these guys because all of them have taken 400 plus wickets, and once you've gone past that level, then it boils down to an individual judgment.
Sachin, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an outstanding night. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.